Hey everybody, it's Chris from Steeda, and today we're going to be throwing Omar's 2020 GT with a Roush Stage 2 Supercharger on the rollers to see how much power it makes. Let's get to it. Interesting results here. We have a lot working against us. First off, it's 86 degrees in this dyno room. Second, the density altitude is 3,000 feet here in the middle of summer in South Georgia. So with those two things working against us, the results are interesting. First thing to note is that Roush does keep the speed limiter intact, just like the factory Mustangs at 155 miles an hour. That means we typically do these pulls in 6th gear. It's technically not 1-to-1 like 7th gear in these 10R80 transmissions, but it's the best we can do to get a true horsepower number. Now, the first pull we did was in 6th, and we tried it in 7th gear as well. First pull was the red line. You can see it made 555 horsepower, nice and smooth up top, wasn't pulling any timing, no heat issues or anything like that. 555 horsepower and 504 pound-feet of torque. With it being 6th gear and technically not the 1-to-1, we knew that the torque was going to be a little bit lower if you do the pull in 6th gear. So with that said, we tried it in 7th gear as well, and that's the blue line. That's where torque jumped up quite a bit at 532 pound-feet of torque, all the way up to 554 horsepower. But on the second pull, we didn't give it quite enough time to cool down, so it did pull a little bit of timing up top, but that is to be expected with a top mount supercharger system with back-to-back dyno pulls in an 86-degree dyno room at 3,000 DA density altitude. So with that said, if you follow the curve of the red line, if you run it out to 7,500 RPM like it should in 7th gear, if that speed limiter were removed, you're looking at 620, 630 horsepower to the wheels, which is exactly what this should be making, given that it's 750 crank horsepower with this Phase 2 supercharger kit from Roush. Again, we are going to see some horsepower loss given the adverse conditions. Testing a supercharged car in this kind of heat, it's just something that comes with the territory, but all in all, this car is making exactly what it should be, and I'm sure the owner will be happy driving home knowing that everything's healthy and that supercharger is doing exactly what it should be doing on this Coyote motor. That about wraps things up. I know we have a lot of things working against us with this particular dyno pull, but we're curious to know your thoughts, so comment below. If you want any other Roush parts, Mustang parts, Ford Performance parts, you name it, hit us up at Steeda.com. Hit that like and subscribe button, the notification bell, and don't forget the most important thing, speed matters.